All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another special Black Desert video. My name is John, and today we're going to be talking about the new region nodes. So, are they worth it? Is this something you guys should look into? And every now and then, I like to do a quick update on my node setup just so people can get an idea of what I think is profitable at the time and or things you need. So, my number one rule of getting nodes is not necessarily copying other creators or just copying other people. Just get things you think you need in general. So like if you enjoy alchemy or if you enjoy cooking a lot, get the products that are your bottlenecks. So that way it just makes your life easier. But what we're going to be looking at today is the new region and everything over here. So are they worth it? And one thing I will say is really nice is that every single node is 1 CP. However, there are a lot of them that are long time, or like where your worker takes a very long time to get the node from there to back and stuff. So that's why it is probably the reason why it costs that much. We're going to look at the 3 different towns. So like there's one town over here, the main village where you start at, the middle village, and the one on the far right. So we'll use that to break down every section. So without having to spend real money, you get like 1 each. So like you have 1 worker at everything, and then you would get the little worker lodging thingies over here. So I believe you can have like 5 or 6 total. And personally, I think that the one on the far left over here, this town, is probably the weakest one. And the one in the middle is probably going to be the one where you connect most of them. And the one on the right is maybe some leftovers. So, what are the important nodes that I have picked up and what I think are good? So, in general, I like doing a lot of cooking and alchemy. And especially if you're an endgame player, coming across traces and saps are very difficult. Just because you are doing a lot of elixir crafting and just a lot of endgame stuff. So, if you are not doing one of those, you might still find some need or want in the nodes because the excavation ones give pretty decent stuff. And so here's what I have. So on the left side, I don't have any nodes. I just bought the extra storage, but up to you. You can do it with workers. You don't have to spend money. So in the village, the middle village that we're going to talk about, I have 4 things connected, I believe. So I have these 2 nodes connected to the main village over here. These are both excavation nodes, and which is really interesting because the chances of you getting any of like the embers or the forest crystals probably very low. However, as I said, I do a lot of elixir crafting, and that means traces are very important, especially the trace of earth, which is usually max price, along with the trace of ascension, making more elixirs, and then the chance of you getting the crystal of harmony is always good. If you watched yesterday's video, we talked about all of the new crystals that came out with the new region. And so Crystal of Harmony is one for people to start crafting the ultimate Hooms, the Macalods, and the Gervish ones, the green, red, blue ones. I think most people realistically have Hooms and or Macalods. But if you get the Crystal of Harmony, that one allows you to craft the new best in slot, which is the ultimate version. So I think that's good. Forest crystals are, of course, to make the life skill ones, which are very good. We talked a lot about that yesterday in the previous video. I'll leave that in the description if you want to watch that one. It's pretty informative, so anyone who takes this game seriously, that one might be interesting for you. But overall, I think realistically, you just want the traces, and if you get like an ember or a forest crystal on the side, that's just a bonus. And so yeah, these aren't from the nodes, actually. I just kind of had them. But slowly but surely building that up. And then the mysterious powder, it's used mostly for like cooking, I believe, making the new foods and or medicine thingies. Those are kind of worth a lot, actually. They're like really good foods, but crafting it is kind of tedious. So with that said, and then I have one node down here. So I connected basically from the middle village. I connected 2 of these going here, here, and then down. And I know it kind of looks a little bit weird. Is there a better way to show you this? Yeah, okay. So from the middle village, connect these 2. Go over here to get this one. and then go down to the Golden Pig Cave, which is, I believe, where the next boss is. And then you get another excavation node. This one's actually more of a test right now. Trace of Savagery is very good. Of course, Mysterious Powders and all that stuff as well. But I wanted to see what the rates of the Crystal of Darkness and the Crystal of Bitterness actually is. I believe, if I am correct, those are the things that allow you to craft the newer Bitterness crystals. So I want to see how bad the rates are, and if we even get one. I'm assuming the percent of you getting it is like less than 1. So anyway, after that, we have another few sets of nodes that I have. I actually have the rest of these connected to the far right village or the county. And first of all, we have these two right here. So at the very bottom, we have pine sap and timber. As you guys know, pine sap is used a lot for alchemy and very expensive. So it's one of those things where I believe saps are very worth getting if you have the chance to. The next one over here is also another pine sap and timber, and that's where we're getting them so far. So if you need them for your elixir crafting, that's excellent. Start putting those nodes in. There are some nodes over here. I don't think these are really worth it, to be honest, unless you think you need it, but overall I don't think you will. And so I'm gonna have 2 more nodes up over here in the valley. So there's one node right here. I think most people will actually miss this one because you have to get pretty close to unlock it. But just note that there is a node at the far top over here. And I missed it the first time, and I was like, wait, why is someone else has an extra one? But yeah, there's nothing here. It's just a node picture. And then over here, I have 2 of them. Some more Traces of Earth, realistically. And then if you can get a Crystal of Decimation, that crystal is okay. We looked at it yesterday. And another one for maple sap and just maple stuff. So old tree bark is also used quite often as well. So those are the nodes I have in the new area. Do I think they are good? So each node is 1, and then each excavation is also 1. And that's different because excavations used to be 3 plus unlocking the node. So it would be usually pretty expensive. And so that's one thing I do think is really good with this whole region in general, is everything is 1 CP. However, excavation nodes kind of take, like, I don't know, 5 to 7 hours, depending on what kind of worker you have. And I know I'm missing 1 worker over here. I'm actually very picky when it comes to my workers. And it's like, you know how when you hire them, you can set it to, like, do you want a white quality or green, blue, and professional artisan? Mine has always been, like, professional and up. And if I don't get a professional goblin or human at very minimum, I just don't get it. So I just keep re-rolling until I do. And then after that, we just hope for the best. So still working on 1 more of those, but I already have it unlocked just to give you an idea of what this would be. So maple, it's like, it's pretty good. I assume in the future, they're probably going to unlock the second half of this region. And then there'll just be more nodes, just like they do Kama Sylvia Part 1, 2, and every other thing. It's pretty self-explanatory. And then, so until then, there is actually a node over here on this island for Trace of Memory. I think this is a very good one because Trace of Memory is used for, like, very high-end elixirs, or like a very important one, I should say. However, getting a worker here is probably realistically going to be like a 12-hour journey because there is an ocean crossing. Not that it matters, but it's just a very long one. So I think this one is also considered pretty decent for the left side, but I think that's the only one. Everything else over here is just like berries and like fruits and vegetables, to the point where if you need it for cooking, I think it might actually be better to gather it and or buy it yourself, because the CP cost for it is probably not worth it. But yeah, so over here, basically, if you were to buy the things with pearls, like each worker lodge without having to spend extra CP, you can have up to 4 of them. So like 1 given to you plus 3 more you can buy it from the shop. And so yeah, I have these 3 connected, and I think another one over here, and then just going to be 2, 3. And so I believe that is actually, or maybe it could be 3. 3 or 4, either one. But yeah, overall, I just have 3 connected middle, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have 4 connected right side. And if I get another CP, I would just put it on this island for the trace of memories. Is this one worth it? I'll have to get back to you, because this one I just have a feeling is going to be like a 12-hour node, so you're not getting many traces of memories, which I think are worth it in general. But if you really need something, just put an order on the market. I believe traces in general are, let's see. Yeah, I think traces of memory is a very difficult one to get, just because, like, if I remember correctly, this one makes a very important elixir, but I don't know about off the top of my head. And then the other ones that are important are, I believe, oh, I should do that too. Earth and Ascension, Origins. For anyone who's done elixir crafting, you know probably what I'm talking about. And if you want to watch the video, you can find that on the channel as well. I talk about what elixirs I use for PvE, PvP, and so yeah. We also are going to be using them for Boss Blitz when it resets on Saturday, or I believe tomorrow. And yeah, that's pretty good. So if you want to watch that, I'll leave a link in the description to my elixir videos and everything. So overall, are you getting any of the new nodes? I'm curious, because I do think that these are very specifically used. And if you do a lot of cooking and or alchemy, so basically crafting elixirs, I think they are very good. But if you are like a new player or something, I don't think these are particularly useful for beginners, but I think if you're using them, then I think they are. So hopefully that answered some of it, and let me know what you're getting. So with that said, if you are new to your channel, thanks so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed it. I would love to see you come back. And yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff coming out within the next few days, and would love to see you catch another video. So thanks so much. I'll see you later.